Good evening. Good evening. Trust we are doing great. Trying to get a very good position. All right. How are we today? I'm doing well here. Okay. So, I'm here again. My name is Deborah Toby Olawale. And if you're on live with me, you can just send an emoji. Tell me how your day was. Tell me how your day was. Okay. All right. My name is Deborah Tubiolawali and I am a family life coach. And I'm here tonight to take us through one or two things. Right. So I was live on Friday where I spoke about 5 systems that every family should have. Right. And I spoke about what systems are. Systems are structure, right, that every family needs to have, right? Systems are how we want to live our lives, where we see ourselves going and creating a structure to achieve the result. All right, so while I was live, I had different comments and unfortunately, I didn't take note of the comments, so I went back to, the video just to go through what I did, and I realized someone dropped a comment and said that all I've said, or most of the things I said, are unrealistic, and if it is presented to someone, the person could think that he is fortunately it was coming from, a guy, that the person would think he is a psychopath or he is a perfectionist and the person can run away. So, because I did not respond to that, I'm going to be picking, my my teaching, right, from there tonight. So, and the truth of the matter is what I'm here to talk about tonight is having honest conversation about marriage expectation, having honest conversation about marriage expectation, right? And going back to what the person said, so the person said, if I present this to someone, all right, someone just joined, you can just say hi, let me know who you are and how you are doing. All right, so going back to the person's concern, that if he presents all of this system, right, to someone, the person could run away or think that he is a perfectionist or a psychopath. All right, so I I started talking about that systems are tools that you create for yourselves, and you are not presenting these things to someone. You both are coming to agree, right? Because marriage is about two people coming together to do their lives together, right? So it is the two people coming to agree on how they want to run their life. So it therefore means that you cannot begin to create systems if you are not even on the same page. It therefore means that you cannot begin to create the how if there is no agreement. You cannot begin to create the how of how we want to live our life except both of you have agreed on certain things, or you are coming from the same path, the same belief system, or you have agreed, right, on what you think marriage is all about. You have agreed on how you want your marriage to be. So it is upon this agreement you begin to create structure. It is upon this agreement you begin to create structure. So marriage is not an agenda or a a something you have thought about as a man and the woman is coming to just fit into it. Marriage is about two adults, right, coming together, right, to agree on things. And if they see that, oh, they are compatible to work together, right, they begin to create systems. So I decided to start from there, and I'm just going to build on, right, having honest conversation about marriage expectation. Having honest conversation about marriage expectation. So I'm still going to go back to, can two work together really, except they agree? All right, can two work together except they agree? So what does it mean that two people are coming together to agree? What are they agreeing on? All right, what are they agreeing on? Right, so it therefore means that for there to be an agreement, there has to be a communication. For there to be an agreement, there has to be a communication. Right, so like we said, two different people, two different nations, two different people coming from different journey of life, right? It could even be different tribes, it could be different race. It could we just know that marriage is about two people precisely, or in a better way, a man and a woman, right, coming together to start their life together. So it means that the man has his own life, the woman has her own life or has been living, right? So what they are now coming to do is to fuse the life together. Right, so it therefore means that it is expedient we begin to talk about what the man is about and what the woman is about, and see how we can incorporate the two lives together to form one, and see how we can incorporate the two lives together, right, to form one. So, marriage is not about someone coming to fit into another person's agenda, or someone coming to fit into another person's need, as it were. A marriage is about two people coming together to agree, right, to do their lives together. So it therefore means that there has to be communication. Oh, this is what I am about. The other party is saying that is what I am about. Okay, so if that is, which this communication is very expedient, right? That we must, so that's why my first life, I began to talk about finding the right person really begins with you. See, we are unable to agree or come together to agree on something if you don't even know who you are, what you want, right, and what you are about. So it is expedient that we know who we are, what we want, and what we are about. So these are the things we are bringing to the table, okay, to begin to discuss that. Is there a possibility of infusing these lives together to become one, right? So there has to be communication. Now, and you must understand that before there will be an agreement also, right? You have communicated what you want, you have communicated who you are. The other party has communicated what he or she wants and who he is or she is. You must understand that there has to be compromise at a level. Therefore, it means communication plus compromise will give you an agreement. What am I saying? Is that, oh, you have your own idea of marriage. You have your own idea or where you grew up from. You have thoughts about, okay, this is how things are done. In fact, some people have read books, some people have knowledge about it. That, oh, this is how things are done. This is what I want, right? This is how I see my life. This is what I think marriage is about. And the other party is also coming from another place. You see, and the other party is saying, this is what I know marriage to be about. This is what I think marriage is all about. To put it in context, let's give ourselves a picture. Okay, let's say for instance, I came from a family, right, where mother and father are friends, right? You cannot see between them. If you want an agreement or if you want something from one, is what both of them have to agree on, right? That is where I am coming from. And let's say my partner is coming from a place where the father is, for lack of better word, the lion, as it were, of the house. So nobody dares talk to dad, right? And that's the picture of what a father looks like to him or her, right? That's the picture he or she has of a father. A father goes out, right, and bring money, and he's so placed on that high pedestal. You can't even approach him, or he can't even approach him. So that's the picture, right, of where he is coming from, right? And he has probably believed that, oh, that's how things are done. Men are meant to go out, provide, and all of those things, provide for the home. They bring food to him, they treat him like kings, right? And that's where he's coming from. And the lady is coming from a place where father and mother are friends, right? They do things together. You don't even know who is paying for what. You don't even know where the money is coming from. All you know is bill are being sorted, right? And things are, you can laugh with your father. You can, right? Your father can carry, that is where she is coming from. Now, these two people are coming together, right? So, this is my idea of marriage. This is his idea of marriage, right? They both communicated to one another. So, you believe that this is how it should be done, right? The man is the head of the family. She believes that being the head does not mean that you can be friends with your spouse, you can be friends with your children, right? So, how then do we come to agreement on what marriage is and on what our own marriage should look like? So that's what we are talking about, communication in the first place. That beyond love, I love this person, can we communicate what we really think about marriage? Can we communicate our definition and our perception on marriage? Can we communicate it to ourselves? That, oh, what do you think marriage is all about? What do you think marriage is all about? Right? And I really do think that is the beginning of coming together, right? So beyond being attracted to yourself, coming together, oh, I do love you, I love you, then if you want to take it further to that place of marriage, it is expedient that we begin to have knowledge checks and belief check. It is expedient that we begin to have knowledge check and belief check, right? What do I mean by knowledge check? It is expedient that we sit ourselves down and begin to ask ourselves some vital questions. right? What does marriage mean to you? What does even love mean to you? Right? For some people, love could mean that you are just there. I do not lack anything. You are there to provide for me. That is what love is to you, to one. And to another, love is I'm there when you are down. I'm there when things are going well. So it is expedient that we begin to ask ourselves, we begin to define these things. When we define them, right, we would see if there, if whoever is to compromise on a certain level of knowledge or belief they have held on to. And how do we do this? How do we determine who compromises? How do we determine what to compromise? Really, right? Is for one, you can have a marriage counselor and you can also get out there to get knowledge. It therefore means that coming into marriage, you must embrace flexibility. That is, this is how things are done, and this is how things should be done, right? I do not think is the right stance for marriage. Is that you are coming to learn, unlearn, and relearn. It therefore means that most likely, maybe the knowledge you have concerning it, we do not even know if that is the right knowledge, if you are the one on the right track, or you have held on, right, to wrong beliefs for a while. Because there are times that we would hold on to wrong beliefs for a while and it begins to look like truth. It begins to look like this is how, right, things are done. Do you see that? So when we have two people coming together and we begin to do the knowledge check, you define marriage, she defines marriage, right? And you look at for the common words, are we on the same page? If you're on the same page, wow, that's a good one. It makes it easier. But if perhaps you are not on the same page, right? Some see marriage as partnership, right? Some see marriage as head and subordinate. We must understand what our partners sees marriage as, right? So if you can align your definitions together, that would be very good, right? So if our definition is different from yours, our stand is different from yours, the good thing to do is to begin to seek out for the right way. If I think this is how it should be done, and she thinks this is how it should be done, perhaps we can involve a counselor or a professional in this part, or maybe we could get books, right, in this part. Well, for books, I must say, is that whatever your belief or stand is, I bet you are going to see books that support your belief or your stance. That's the truth of the matter. If you believe that marriage is partnership, trust me, there are books that support that. If you believe marriage is, subordinate and headship, and you are really going to, right, see that. But I think the very good thing to begin to do is you also questioning yourself. You also begin to ask yourself questions that, okay, this belief that I have, perhaps I saw it from my parents or I saw it around. Okay, is this true? Is this right? So it is now a quest for knowledge, right? So you both take it on yourself to get on the same page, as it were. So, okay, if one sees it as partnership and the other does not, okay, how does this person see it? Is it possible to infuse the two together? Is it possible that one is dropping or renewing or relearning? So you begin to that quest for knowledge, and it will be good if someone can guide you so that you can come to a congruence, right? So that helps you, right? Because when you are coming together, you must have shared ideology of marriage. you must have shared ideology of marriage, right? Because two people cannot work together except they agree. You can't believe that this is how things are done, and I believe that this is how things are done, and you really want us to work together, right? So you begin to do the knowledge check, right? After the knowledge check, and you are even able to come to an agreement on, okay, this is what marriage is like for us. Then you move ahead to begin to talk about belief systems, right? You begin to do belief checks. Really, this is very, very profound. And I think that people really talk about these things, right, before entering marriage. Some people just believe that they will figure it out when they get married. Some people just believe that, things will just fall in line, or things will just fall into places when they get married. But I must say that, it is expedient we really check our beliefs, because this is somebody you are planning to do. I believe, as you are entering marriage, your belief is that you want to spend the rest of your life together. That's the notion I know everybody is entering marriage with, right? So if you are not on the same page, or if you do not check what you believe, you will have to start reacting to things when you get married. So, by talking about things and having honest conversation is being proactive. And if you have spoken this honest conversation, you have had it. If you think you can go together, good. If you think you can't go together, right, then maybe it's not meant to be, right? It's not, I do not think that you go out there and propose to a lady, or you receive a guy's proposal, right, before attending premarital counseling. I do not think that is right. And you've gotten the ring and you go for premarital counseling, and you are finding out that your beliefs are so different. Now, for you to leave is so hard for you, because you have posted it all over social media. Oh, and you've showed them the ring, right? So it's hard for you now, realizing that your belief systems are so far from each other. Do you see? So it is expedient that, as he's having interest in you, as you are having interest in her, begin this honest conversation before feelings start flying here and there. Begin this honest conversation. Begin to check your belief system. What do you believe about money? What do you believe about marriage? What do you believe, right, about leadership and headship? What do you even believe about women? What do you believe about men? Begin to ask yourself that. You will be amazed about what people believe on each of these things. You will be amazed, right? You will be amazed about how some men see women. You will be amazed about how some women see men. You will be amazed about how some people really see marriage. Some are just fixated on, oh, I want to have children. So therefore, I am bringing her in. So she's coming to give me children, right? And take care of the house while I go out, right? And just get the money. Does that work for some people? Surely it does work for some people. Does that work for everybody? Not at all. Right? I've had a conversation with someone before that believes that a woman should not have a very serious job. At most, the job a woman should have, she should be back by 2 p.m. Any other thing, right, is not, should not be a woman. I've had conversation with men that believes that when a woman gives birth, the next thing for her is to leave her job and stay at home. Some want full housewife, some want stay at home mom. Perhaps you are not that person. I think I was listening to a coach of mine also that made mention of the fact that they asked the man, "Where do you see your wife in the next 5 years?" And he began to talk about, "I'm going to open a big supermarket for her and all of those things." And the woman was like, "Supermarket? Me, I want to be entering boardrooms. Oh. I want to be having meetings with." Do you see? So that is the picture of a woman he has, that, oh, when I get married, or I'm just going to go out there to be hustling my wife. And you want to flourish in your career. You have pictured your career, right? And when you get married, will the environment be okay to explore such career? So it is expedient that we ask ourselves all of these questions. Right? I was talking to someone, and she said marriage is hard. I said, "What is happening?" He said, "I don't like that we have to visit the family house, every holiday period." And I'm like, "Did you guys not have this conversation before you go married?" She does not know it's going to be like this and all of these things. I was listening to my coach this evening, and she began to talk about, someone that a man believes he cannot go to his wife's family's house and sleep over, and he expects that the wife goes to, his own family house to sleep over, right? Because that is how they were brought up, right? The wives come, they come and do things in the house, they sleep over. But to him, it's an insult for him to go to the wife's family house and sleep over. And so the wife began to question him. Don't you think what is good for the goose is what is good for gander too? Don't you think so? Right? So when you have honest conversations like that, you are able to know where you align, you are able to know where there are differences in beliefs and thoughts, you are able to know how to compromise, and you are able to know how to accept, some things. Do you see that? So it is expedient we begin to ask ourselves, what is your belief, right, concerning money? Do you believe my money is your money is my money, and all of those things? Do you believe that a woman can be successful in her career, right? Do you believe that a woman can earn more than a man, right? These are things you ask yourself. So you are getting married to, a man that do not believe the woman must earn more than the man, right? So every opportunity you get to grow, the man is saying no to it, because you are just going to his own belief, right? You are going to overshadow him. You would not respect him. You will not. So can we begin to have conversation on respect and money? Does money mean respect to you? Do you see that? I remembered when I was getting married, and there was a book I came across. It's a very popular book. I may not mention the book, right? And the book was saying men are from somewhere, women are from somewhere, right? And when men are going through things, they want to be left alone, right? And all of those things. I dropped the book because, and good for me, is that my husband does not share the belief also. What we want to build in our own family is that we are there for each other, is that once anyone is going through something, you are able to share with the other. We are able to draw each other up, draw strength, comfort each other, right? Embrace each other. Do you see? Encourage each other. So once he's going through something, in fact, at a point in time, I had to tell him, "Me, I want to be your 911," right? Once he's going through something, he's putting a call through to me, and we are looking at how to navigate it together. But the book was encouraging that this is how men are. This is how women are. It didn't align with our belief system, right? We had to drop the book because you are going to mess up with our own belief system. We believe marriage is for partnership. We believe that marriage is there to uphold one another. The Holy Book says that when one is down, the other will pull up. So why is it that you are going to be down and You want to think over it yourself. You want to just face it yourself, right? So that was what we wanted to build, a place where we can confide in each other and we can be there for each other. And so you must be able to talk about your beliefs. Do you see that? Right? Do you believe that? Believe on children? How many children do you want to have? Some would say I want to have three, other will say four, and differences, right? Okay, whatsoever God gives us, right? We take. Three is okay, and we're able to talk about it, come to compromise if need be, right? And then agree on these things. So having honest conversation is a way of being proactive, is a way of not having to deal with things when things begin to happen, if really you have spoken about it before. Can we talk about growth? What does growth mean to you? Can we talk about spirituality? Can we talk? So you highlight all of these aspects and ask each other questions and be honest about it. See, there is no need that the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, you are hiding. That's what I believe. That you are hiding things. I do not think that is needed. So that's why the topic is having honest conversation. Honest conversation. You guys talk about your sex life. You don't have to start having sex before you begin to talk about sex. Do you see that? How do we want our sex life to be? How do we want our sex life to be? Do you see that? What are the things you have fantasized? All of the things you have seen. Oh, and you have thought of it. When I get married, I want to practice this. So some people would want to practice beating and all of these things they do now, right? And if you are not truthful about it, you go in and the man is asking you to be hung, right? And you're like, where is this coming from? He has always had it. You people just didn't talk about it. You people just did not talk about it. It is expedient to even talk about your deal breakers. But oh, what is it for me that no, it's a no-go area? You guys talk about it. We are not seeking perfection. We all know that we are on a journey of growth. However, can we know where we are? Can we know where we are going to? Can we know the things we need to embrace? Can we not see? You see, there's what is called your belief will translate to your behavior, and your behavior will translate to results. See, everything starts from this belief. So when you see some women not supporting their husband in marriage, even if they are earning, right, it's because perhaps they believe that it's a man that should shoulder the responsibility, right, of finance. In fact, some would come, those in the faith, and we'll talk about, no, the Holy Book says that if you do not provide for your household, you are worse than an infidel. And I'm like, can you show me where it is? Can we read it together? Because some have not even read it, they've only heard it from people. So when I engage this person, say, no, I am a person of faith. In fact, some would say, I am the priest. Right? I am a person of faith. I must be the one to shoulder the responsibility of provision. And I'm like, okay, can you show me where it is? And it took me there. And I said, okay, let's read it together. And we began to read together. What we found out was that the book was not even talking about marriage. It was talking about taking care of widows. And said, if anyone, could be man or woman, if anyone do not take care of his household, if anyone, not even any man, anyone, does not take care of his own household. So when God said, it was so shocked. Now, so that means that, all I've been, do you know, you ask some men why they are not married, they said they've not made it, right? They are looking for money. Because they believe that to get respect from a woman, right, you have to be providing. And as a woman, if your husband is not providing, we used to regard each other Do you believe a man's wealth is tied to his honor and dignity? These are things we ask ourselves. These are things you begin to discuss. You discuss superiority, leadership. Do you mean that it is anything you say that is, that everybody has to agree on as the man? Do you believe that men should do house chores, men should take care of children? You begin to talk about that. What is your thought on house chores? What is your thought, right? Because some people are coming, oh, this is what we have learned after several mistakes. But if you have spoken about these things, house chores, what is your belief on house chores? Do you believe that is just the job of a woman? Taking care of your children is just the job of a woman? Someone asked a question, right, on Twitter sometime, maybe last week or last month, and person said, can women not do without shouting? My wife is always shouting when she's, taking care of or preparing the children for school. And someone responded by saying that, have you thought of helping her? And then he said he would consider that. That apparently means that his own belief is that it is the women's job, right? And so someone was also now correcting the other person that said, have you considered helping her? Person also said, no, he is not helping her. They are meant to be doing it together. The children are his too, right? So what is your spouse's belief concerning these things? That is, you in the morning you woke up, you have taken care of child one, taking care of child two, you are bathing, and you are bathing child one, bathing child two, you are preparing food in the kitchen, and maybe daddy is just having quiet time in the morning, and you are exhausted, right? What is your belief concerning it? Is it okay for some women? Absolutely, it's okay for some women. Is that what you believe? Is that your own expectation? So it is expedient that we talk about our expectations. Now, when you bring out your expectations and talk about them, if you are able to get a coach, and I plead, if you are still, working to get married, it's needed. You can always get a coach. You can reach out. I'm on Instagram, Deborah Tobiolawale. You can reach out, where we do belief compatibility test for you, where we do knowledge check for you, and we go through all of these things together, right? So if we are able to do that, very good, right? And it is then that when you now have, now I'm not saying all of your beliefs has to be, the same, right? It does not necessarily have to be the same, but it means that it is accepted, as it were, for the two parties, right? That is, my partner is accepting that I want to be a career woman. I want to be successful in my career. And then he's agreeing that, oh, I will help you achieve this. And your spouse is also saying that, oh, this is what I want to be. And she is also saying, yes, we will do it together. So it therefore means that you are accepting and agreeing, right, to the life he or she has chosen, and you are coming together to infuse it. So when you check out your beliefs and you are able to align them together, then you are able to bring out behaviors that would help you, right? Which are some of the structures I began, or systems I began to speak about in my last life, right? Then you are able to bring out structures that will give you the desired result. So if you are listening to me, right, please, if you have not had all of this conversation, right? Some that I've mentioned, some have not mentioned, but if you feel there is anything you need to discuss with your spouse, please, I beg of you, you guys should sit down and discuss it. Sit down and talk about it. Sit down, seek knowledge, be flexible, check out what you believe yourself, right? Be open to it. You should understand you are two different entities entirely. And to infuse something, this is a Bible here that I have with me. right? So when the Holy Ghost says, and a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife, and both of them shall become one. You see, that word that was called, right, cleave, this is what it means. It therefore means that I am putting this thing inside, right, inside, to keep it together. So let's assume that this thing has a cover. There's a cover here, right? You see how this thing is shaped to be able to enter, right? To be able to enter. That's how we need to shape ourselves. So some of these beliefs, so this is like this is like compromise, shaping yourself, like compromise. Some things you need to drop, some things you need to drop, and some things you need to learn also. You need to drop some things, you need to learn some things. You begin to drop, this also begins to open up, so in such a way that you are able to come together and work as one. I hope I have helped you tonight. Really, please do have honest, be truthful to yourself and be truthful to your spouse. There is no need, really, hiding some things, right? Be truthful to yourself. If you feel that there are things that if you tell your spouse, perhaps, can you meet with a counselor, right? And let the counselor help take you through the journey, right? So it's nice having you tonight. I'm hoping you're going to watch the video, even if you're not live. I'm hoping you're going to watch the video. Whenever you watch it, just drop in the comment section what you have learned, how you will take action by talking to your spouse, asking each other questions. You firstly, you draw out the belief, the knowledge check first, what marriage means, how can you incorporate it together, and then you begin to check out your beliefs on money, your beliefs on leadership, your beliefs on decision making, your beliefs on growth, your beliefs on career. You begin to ask yourself questions that way, and you will see that once you're able to align your beliefs, then what next is that you are creating a structure of behaviors that will give you your desired result. Once again, I am Deborah Tubelawali, and thank you for joining my life. Bye.